How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today I want to bring along with me to talk about getting gear that you won't neglect. So let's jump right into it. So as we all, love gear and have that FOMO sometimes, we tend to just buy gear that doesn't make sense and we kind of just neglect it. See, for me, I tend to get the gear that I know I'm going to be very efficient with and I'm going to be using it fairly often or almost daily. I don't like to get gear that I know that I'm not really going to be using, just because sometimes it just doesn't really make sense to spend all the money that you spend on it just to have it, clutter some dust or not really be put to use. One of the gear that I have, kind of neglected a little bit myself has been my drone, which in the previous video that you guys saw, I made a little bit of, use of it, trying to just fly my drone, take some photos with it and have some fun with it, while I was also, taking photos for the video that I was using that day. But I thought it would be a great subject to talk about, since a lot of people tend to just say buy this gear all the time because it's the new and up and coming whatever gear, and I think we should talk about not getting gear to neglect it. All right, so let's just move up a little bit because I'm just letting it be for a second or two. So I'm gonna put you in the middle and you're gonna kind of walk towards me. Go where you see that thicker crease up in the middle right there. Should be good. Right there. And walk. There's a car coming. And go. And go. And stay right there. But yeah, so for example, I haven't used my GoPro in a bit and I made sure to just go ahead and use it for the, behind the scenes of some shoots, do the POV style, and some of the reasons why I got my GoPro just to take photos. A lot of the times I feel like we get sucked into just getting a certain product because we see our favorite content creator have it, but something for me that I like to do when it comes down to getting gear or even telling you guys about gear is something that I personally really have used consistently, and I think you'll benefit from it because it has helped me out a lot. Because how many of us has gotten any gear that really has just been kind of getting some of that nice dust at your house that you're not really using and putting to, any rigorous, a use for when it comes down to all your usage of photography or videographies or anything at all. It doesn't really have to be camera gear or anything like that, but I think that's something that we as creators tend to, I don't want to say that we get overhyped on, but we get stuck on getting some of the gear that really is just collecting dust, and it really affects ourselves to not be able to create anything that's going to be good for us. Because if you don't know, obviously gear is fairly expensive and it's getting more expensive every day, whether it's inflation or anything like that, or we're just kind of having companies make more expensive stuff because technology doesn't matter. I think it's just a big thing that it comes down to where we're sometimes being overhyped with it, and to me it's something that I've learned over time now with all these years of experience to not get gear that I just will be neglecting anyway. Like for example, I've had this Tamron 35 to 150 a little bit over a year now, and I've honestly just use it daily. Not every single day, but I use it every single time that I go out to shoot. And it's something that I've learned that I didn't need to have all these prime lenses just because they were nice lenses to have, because they're just gonna be collecting dust. There's a reason why I got a Fuji XS10 and got rid of my X100F, is because I knew I was gonna use that XS10 more than the X100F. And even then, I still don't use it as often as I use my Sony gear. But that comes to the question where it's, when is enough gear enough? Obviously updating things that help you out to get better products and more, efficient, outcomes, great. That makes sense for me to upgrade or get something new. But sometimes we get caught up in that hype, and I think we have to see that fine line of what makes enough gear enough that you won't be neglecting it and catching up, some dust at the house. Stand over here because I'm trying to get rid of that. So I'm gonna just put you in the left frame. Ready, there we go. See, you want to get gear that's going to make you go out to create no matter the time of day, and you're not just letting it sit at home, but it's actually making you get out of your house to just get some photos, or maybe go to the studio to take your photos, whatever you do. But as long as you're creating with your content, that's something that I think you need to really think about, the product that you're willing to spend money on, but that you're also going to be spending your time with, because that'll help you out to, you know, be more efficient with your skills and become better every time, because you'll be out creating, and that's the ultimate goal when it comes down to creating, you know, any type of content, at least for myself. Yeah, like that. Perfect. All right, that looks cool. See, for me, one of the best gears that I have invested recently, kind of recent I guess, was this lav microphone, because it has helped me out to just be able to move a lot more freely when I'm doing these videos, and I can make sure that I have pretty good sound. I used to just use my Rode Video Micro, which I still use fairly often if I know I'm just going to be out and about, and if I'm not going to need too much movement or anything like that, just to have crispy sound still. But I made sure to get the gear that I know I'm going to be using every single time that I have to turn on that camera or anything like that. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to get more gear. I know that I could get more prime lenses and smaller lenses than the Tamron 35-150, like the 20-75 that I still have by Tamron. I still don't use it as often, but I have it as a backup plan when needed. But yeah, so at the end of the day, it's just getting the gear that I know I'm going to be using every single time. It's what matters the most to me. Neglecting your gear is just wasting dollars, and if you're on a budget, that's the best advice that I can give you, is to make sure that you're using the gear that you're gonna, put to use every day, and not just buy something that isn't making sense to you. So don't go ahead and buy every prime lens that you feel like is gonna be great, but get a prime lens that you know you're gonna be using every single time. Because for example, for me, I just want to make sure that you guys aren't wasting money, because I kind of did that at the beginning of my photography career with getting just gear that I thought it was needed because I saw my favorite YouTuber doing it. But in reality, sometimes you just got to get the gear that you know you're going to be efficiently really good with to create the best outcome that you can, and so that you're just having fun creating the nice little photos, videos, or anything that you're going to be using. So all right, now we got a little, you guys get to see that too. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. But yeah, I mean, hopefully the main takeaway for this video is just create the videos and photos that you want to take with the gear you won't neglect, because we know that everything has become more expensive. So I just think that a lot of times we need to hear it from somebody else, that it's not ourselves or our family or close friends, but it's just somebody that might just make sense to be hearing it from, and I'm hoping I'm going to be that voice for you guys today. So I'm going to leave you guys with 3 pieces of gear that you won't neglect, because it's something that I've used personally that really won't break the bank either. If you're a person that shoots a lot of video, make sure to get a nice wireless microphone. It's going to change your setup and gear. I want to make a video about this even more in depth later on, but that's something that is a great thing to have if you're shooting video and need to have crispy sound no matter where you go. Another one is having a nice quick release plate, whether it's something like that for your tripod, or if you have a clip designed by Peak Design like that, then it's something great to have, because you're not going to be neglecting that gear and it won't break the bank. You could get some for like 15 bucks, and something that I've used myself personally. And lastly, obviously, well, use a lens that you're going to be using every time. That's the one thing that no matter what camera you have, is having a lens that makes you want to go shoot is something just great. Obviously the camera body can help out, but the lens itself is one that's going to help you out to get nicer and better photos, because glass just becomes almost priceless sometimes because of how good of quality it can be. And for me, it's been the 35-150 by Tamron. I honestly just get excited to take photos and videos every single time whenever I have this with me, because of the range that I can do. So I have something different happening every time that I can capture, and that's pretty much something that just motivates me to go out, and it doesn't get neglected. I really love this lens. So like I said, get the gear that's going to help you just go out to create and not neglect it to catch some nice dust at home or anything like that. But you're actually going to be going out and enjoying weather like this, whether it's maybe about to rain and you enjoy that, or it's a little bit more humid than other times, or you get some leaves just gilling on you. Yeah, just make sure that you get gear that you won't neglect. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.